Hello and welcome back again. I hope you've enjoyed some very odd stories in your head. So without further ado, let's revise those last ones. So, craft. Let's craft with the I-beam. Hello. Left. That is of course by your side, the craft I-beam. The left side of my brain possesses the faculties needed for logical crafts like engineering. Right. They are the tongues, which are barbed. You just need one to start a riot after all. Possess is meat by one side, like the Grim Reaper, if you will. Page, just one drop of ink from the shellfish is enough for a whole page. Try and get it to focus there. It's not quite behaving, is it? Concave is, of course, pictographic. Fish guts is just that fish hook. Month, as we see the moon with the legs, yeah. Right is by your side is what you have to protect your freedom of speech as an American. True is the eye of Sauron hovering above the table with the needle in it, so it's the compass on the tool. Beginning, in the beginning, 2 human legs. The gallbladder is the part of the body that that really feels it at daybreak or dawn. C is just eyes on human legs. That's all you need, eyes and legs to see the world. Bribe, you can bribe anyone with shellfish if they're possessed, or if you possess enough money. Straight away, that is I'm tempted to say it's this format just because I remember it in a slightly different one. Yeah, if you get a needle in your eye that is hooked in there, get to a hospital straight away. That's why. Only if it's got a mouth and animal legs, it's the only one of its kind. 1, very straightforward. Lovely. Tool, there we are. That's the eye of Sauron above the table, keeping an eye on those tools. Bright, you've got the brightness of the day and the brightness of the night in the sense of the moon. White is 1 less than 100, or a white ray is a drop of sun, if you will. The employee is just a shellfish with a mouth. They're all nondescript in this business. Tribute, good, it's a new one. I was wondering why nothing came to mind. So we're on to the new ones. So, craft and money, or shellfish. This next song is a tribute to a little shellfish friend of mine who was tragically crushed by an eye-shaped table. Or tribute is the craft of raising money. Kind of like a tax, if you will. Got to pay tribute for the craft. Hopefully, they're crafting something worthwhile, but that'll be a first. Paragraph. To write a paragraph is the craft of grouping sentences on a page. To craft a page well, we need paragraphs. Yes, so you craft a page by writing paragraphs. That makes sense. Wonderful. But make sure to visualize it instead of it just making sense. Sword, that's easy, isn't it? That looks just like the hilt of a sword. Your hand would go in the middle there. Blade, not to be confused. Oh, it's got a little drop. It's like a razor, if shaving, a razor blade kind of thing. Cut. The 7 samurai use their swords to cut their opponents. 7 swords cut better than 1. I like the 7 samurai. That's very good. Because you can picture them, if you know them. Seduce. A man is easily seduced by a mouth to his sword. To seduce is to make a sword of one's mouth. Very pointed. But yes, seduce, you've got the sword into the hole. Crude but effective. I mean, it does work. The old Japanese knew what they were doing. Shining. Shining is the sun's seduction. The sun was shining so bright that it seduced Icarus and he flew too close. Oh, very good. Or if you shine your shoes, you can seduce the sun down to them. Rule, as in ruler, I believe. Yep. When you have both money and the power of the sword, you can make the rules. If you've got crabs on your saber, then you didn't follow the rules of safe sex. Dear God. Yeah, money and sword. Let's go with that to rule. Vice, as in second. The wealthy guy with the sword standing next to the king. That's the viceroy who does all the dirty work. Vice President Cheney, a wealthy a wealthy saber rattler. Oh, as if we weren't already demonetized. There we are. That's wealth on the left. That's one mouth and rice fields. That is a primitive. So on its own, you got that you're wealthy. That it's the wealthy person. It's their one mouth that eats everything from the rice fields. There we are. And then of course saber on the right, or sword to say it's that it's vice. Wonderful. Separate, you've got the mouth, samurai, and saber. So I don't know about you, but to me this seems like someone's head is about to be separated from his body. You can see he's kneeling with his mouth is wide open, gasping for the last breath he will ever take. Aww. A wise old samurai keeps his hostages, with their mouths bound up to keep them quiet, in a separate room from his sabers. Putting them together would be a silly mistake. Or, of course, you've got the samurai calling out, feeling ashamed that he is without his saber. Good, so let's just go through them. The sword, it looks just like the hilt. Tribute is the craft of raising money. Not quite, is it though? The craft of raising money, punishable by death. It's glorified mugging. Cut is the 7 samurais. Blade is the sword with a little drop of blood there. Seduce, the sword in the hole. Brilliant. Shining, you can shine your shoes, so you seduce the sun down onto them. Wonderful. Paragraph, if you craft a page, you got to have paragraphs. Separate, you see the mouth of the samurai crying out for his saber. Rule, money, and sword means you can rule over anybody. And vice are the wealthy, one mouth of the rice field with his sword. Scepter, if you will. Fantastic. That's another 10. We're filling up this page quite well. So thank you very much. And until next time, enjoy those stories. I'm sure your dreams have become so much better since starting the journey.